Earlier this week, we had our, I have to be a little New Mexico PBS pro here. We had our People Power and Democracy Project event earlier in the week. And I want to throw something on the table for you guys. It was interesting how many of the breakout sessions, all the tables we had. Janice was there too. She was at my table, as a matter of fact, I was at her table. The idea of a full-time legislature came up very strongly because of these very issues. And it was across the room. Even to the point where maybe even a 4 or 6 month legislative session would be better than the 60 or 90 that we do now. What do you make of that? Are we at that threshold now?
I think
because these are complicated issues you can't handle. And
the issues facing the state are so complex that we really need to do that. And when you talk about tax, can you imagine the legislature trying to do it in one day?
Please.
But 30 days, 60, it's really, really hard. And then this backdoor negotiation, so we're just going to come in for 30 minutes. I agree. I think if we had a full-time legislature, we really could get some strong public policy.
Yeah, Janice, pick up on that if you would. You were part of that discussion too.
Well, let me say, so the one benefit is, and this is inside baseball, but the number of legislators who've never read the bills, they don't even read the bills that they're sponsoring.
Wow.
And that is really a problem. So if you want to throw them into tax policy, you need to provide time. But I will tell you that every legislator at our legislature would say, please don't pay me, please give me paid staff. Because they cannot get the job done, and they cannot get the breadth of knowledge that they know they need, and every single person up there feels that.
What do you think, Laura? Is that idea 4 or 6 months for a legislature, full-time? What's your preference here?
Well, a 60-day session at $50,000 a day is $3 million.
Yeah.
And so I'm concerned about where that would come from. Okay. I mean, we just don't have...
Reasonable concern?
We don't have the money to pay for, certainly not a full-time legislature. You know, Arizona does a 100 days session, and that's by constitution. And they try really hard not to go past it. Sometimes they have to go past it, but they don't end early. And that's every year. I think we have some very important issues in the state that merit more than 60 days, certainly more than 30 days. And part of the issue is also that, you know, there's so much tradition that's wrapped into everything that they do at the beginning. And it does take up a lot of time. But, you know, it's part of what we've done in New Mexico, and I think changing those norms is difficult. One thing, though, I will say about paying, and I agree with Janice to a certain extent, they need more paid staff. They don't have enough paid professionals there to help them with the analysis and all of that. And then in many cases, sometimes the analysts themselves are so overworked and underpaid that they're, you know, I've done that work as well, overworked, underpaid, they don't have enough time to really devote to the analysis that's required to be fair and balanced.
That's right.
But I think that paying the legislators will also mean that you get people who are not otherwise able to take a job like that. So right now you have people that have to figure out how to live for 2 months out of the year, and all the interim, it's not just the 2 months, it's all the interim committees that they have to travel to, and somehow be able to pay for their, their lives. So it lends itself to a very specific demographic, a very specific profile, and that's a problem.
Finish up. 20 seconds left on this. What do you think? Full-time? Is it time?
So yeah, it's time for a full-time paid legislature that has term limits. Because, let's throw that into the mix as well.
Arizona had that.
Yeah.
Arizona did that, but here's the problem. The only ones that didn't have the term limits were the lobbyists. So that's who trained the new legislators that came in.
That's what old legislators do. They become lobbyists. So there you go.
Good stuff. Thank you all. Important subject.